good? All right. So yeah, we're trying to Periscope, and the problem here is that wow, what button would you press over here? Really?
Is the teleport?
We're gonna teleport
buckle
to,
up, go to a live broadcast.
We're just gonna go into Texas,
That
which
just
is
takes
great.
you somewhere random, yeah.
But there's this guy who's jerking off over here. See him? And I mean, he's talking to a Filipina girl. We don't need that redundancy, So we need to figure out. Okay, you hit Periscope, all right. You try to go in, and my lord, no one has followed your broadcast recently. No wonder, because it's pretty impossible at the moment. There's a bell, there's a picture of the world, and there's a menu button.
And the menu brings up a bunch more random people.
A bunch of, yeah.
Wait, maybe the red button.
Should we red button this thing?
Like red for record?
Is that going to be
Look,
it?
see, it's,
okay,
there we go.
All right, let's go live. Starting broadcast.
So we're live now?
Click to share this broadcast. Okay, yeah, all right. Cool.
I think we're live.
It's a little, I think we're alone now. All right. Thanks for the broadcast. Yeah, here we go. Let's go ahead and rig this guy up here.
I'm still not sure if it's too early in the morning or too late at night.
Do we go back? Is this? All right. Still working? All right, here we go. Do you want to monitor the video on this, or is there a? Oh, you want to? Do you know how to do that?
No.
Oh, there's got to be like a button or something here where you can switch it around. Total viewers are 0. Wow. Let's take a look. Broadcast details as to share. Broadcast chat. He's chatting. And it is Major James Burdock live. Well, we're just going to flip this around and see what happens. That's the best we can do because we have been shut down by YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, bear with us. And if
no
you
live
could just
broadcast
take a
for
peek
you, they say.
on that, make sure that gets where it should be. We're just going to kick back over here. That's cool. We got a few things to talk about here.
Mm.
Man. Well, I forgot my mouse, okay? And I hate this touchpad, alright? So, I mean, that triggered me. I got triggered this morning. You know what triggered me? Niggers. You know? I mean, it really did.
If we're not shadow banned at Twitter and Periscope yet.
I mean that. I mean, we can't say the word anymore, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that triggered me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard the word, and
Where?
no.
Here in this country, or on a recording?
No, it was way back.
They don't have black people here, right?
I've
seen like 3.
I've
seen 3 in the entire time I was here.
I enjoy movies from the 1930s and 40s, and there's some incredible movies, and of course. And and I got double triggered, de-triggered. I don't know what do you call that? Where I wasn't triggered by it, but I knew somebody would be.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like this hop off point of like, oh my God.
So you picked up on that someone else would be triggered by it. Yeah.
So super sensitive.
Yeah,
right
I was watching some old like 90s skits and things like Mad TV.
Yeah.
And old SNL, and it's like at the time that stuff was not at all. I mean, it was pretty tame, and even by today's standards, if you're me and don't take things too seriously, it's fairly innocuous stuff. But it's just like, Oh my God! Every fifth Mad TV skit or SNL skit in the '90s, the punchline is, "Oh, but it's the Incredible Hulk, but he's gay."
No,
Okay,
right.
now listen. It's a rapper, but wait, he's gay, and it's like, homosexuality. By the way, for all those folks out there in YouTube land, homosexuality is not a punchline, folks.
Yeah.
It's not, and that is not all right.
I know, I got it. Well, you know what? Everything's all right. And then, because it's the whole wraparound is going to be everything's going to be offensive.
Mm-hmm.
So we should get ahead of the game and say that everything's all right until it's really offensive, which means don't fuck children.
Right.
Don't kill children. Don't sell children. How about that? Let's start with that.
No organ harvesting. No illegal organ harvesting.
Okay.
Of the unwitting subjects.
Let's
no
get
more
to
of that.
where we can get a community
that
to
is kind of
agree upon
offensive.
pretty much everything. I mean, abortion is out of the question on a lot of levels, but I mean, there's so much territory. If you start from zero and say, okay, well, it's not cool to kill people. It's not cool to torture people. It's not cool to rape children. It's not cool to sell them. It's not cool to make them a commodity for political device.
Mm-hmm.
Can we
I wish
start
more
there?
people would agree that last point is where you lost some people. Wait, we can't use children as political currency?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it runs. I mean, it runs. It's a currency.
But think of the children.
By the way, we do have a new beverage that we'll be promoting here, and it's always the best time of the day to do it. This is Zesto again, Zesto, but they have Zesto Choco, Zesto, and again, our friends at Zesto seem to be so happy with promoting their product with. You see this? Isn't this cute? But no straw.
Is that a cow or a horse?
No
It's a
straw.
cow, right?
Again. All right. So in anticipation
Here's
of
the
buying
thing, yeah.
Zesto,
If you ever
check it
find one
out.
of those,
I Burdock.
right.
I Burdock my straw.
You got to keep one of those. If you ever find one in the store, you go through all the
You
Zesto,
damn
you find one with
Skippy.
the straw, and you keep that. You keep
You're
that
saying?
mug.
You
You hold on to
I
it
don't-
like it's a.
I actually been feeling this, and I don't feel any sort of adhesive on here. I
You
don't
hold
believe.
on to it like
I
it's
don't think the Zesto people are being really honest with us, folks.
Now I've heard it's like a 1 in 1,000 kind of case.
Yeah.
Where you actually find
You do
one.
get a straw every once in a while. You gotta crawl
and
around.
and you wash it after every use.
Yeah.
You keep it.
Oh, you know what's no joke? Here
Keep
in
it
the
safe.
Philippines. I mean, I guess we can talk about this. Yeah, we can talk about this. We're in Pasig City, and I walked into a cafe about 9 months ago, and they said, I saw this sign that said, "No straws on Friday." What?
No straws on Friday.
I don't get straws with my Zesto, okay? And you're telling me I can't have a straw on Friday, and that's gonna save the world because Leonardo DiCaprio told me so, right?
Right.
I'm not sure about that.
You know, it would save the world if he'd stop flying in those jets around all the conferences telling people that their carbon footprint is too high.
Yeah, I mean, and we talked about him.
Like, not compared to you, it's not. Trust me, guy, I know.
Going from Cannes to New York to pick up a ecological, some sort of environmental award, and then buzzing back.
Like, Tony Blair
Yeah.
was going to speak on some, like, feed the children, like, poverty and hunger conference thing that was already, like, on a boat. It was on a big cruise line or something. Because, you got to wine and dine your donors, right?
Yeah.
And so, and he's like, yeah, I'll do it for 250,000 pounds, which is like over $500,000. And it's like, or you could just take what you were going to pay Tony Blair and feed hundreds of thousands of kids. either or. Just pick one of those. You can
Well,
either
and of
help
course-
the kids or you
of
can pay
course,
Tony Blair.
Tony Blair was involved with the one, the U2 Bono, whatever, whatever. This guy. First of all, man, 2% of all the donations actually get to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And then 98% of it is spent on sexual harassment. And and not only that, but you want to talk about something insane, empowerment of African American women. I mean, and literally they empowered themselves. They did nightmare issues with these people. I don't know if you read the articles coming out of One. He came out. Bono came out and apologized about this, but yeah. Oh, terrible! What happened?
I like the sound of this already. Bono apologized.
Oh no,
he's
it's like we're sorry. I mean, at least the guy said he's sorry, but I mean, they've been looking into this for such a long time. You got people like Tom Hanks. I mean, all these celebrities that are coming in, and I mean, so many hundreds of millions of dollars have gone into this. They've proved, they know that there's only about 2% that gets out actually in aid, and the rest of it is in administration. And the administration, guess what they created? A complete this area where you've got, I don't know what you'd call it, African American women who are bullying anyone that gets in their way because they're in charge. The amount of money that this woman, let's go ahead and let's fire this up because this is a really important article. Wow, we did a lot of work. We've got
newsflash: Paris Hilton in the news.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't believe that. I was like, oh, she's not dead.
Man, I still go back. I kind of feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
I still do.
And then the Kardashians said, oh, she did a sex tape and then got really popular. I know what I'll do. I'm going to do a sex tape.
Yeah, terrible.
As far as I know, the last time that Paris Hilton was on TV was when she walked out of that interview when somebody said, "So, do you feel threatened by the Kardashians?" And she just walked out, never to be seen again.
Oh man.
I mean, in the spotlight. I mean.
Well, you got these jackasses that are doing this right now, and Bono is deeply sorry for the bullying, and this is one woman, okay? And let's go ahead. I can. Well, I'm not going to vouch for this. We're not going to put it up, but I've seen this. Okay, actually, it is
Reuters.
Yeah, it is Reuters. So, yeah, they're reporting it as well right now. And okay, he's furious and all of this. But where's her name? 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 They're not gonna say her name. No. No, 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 no. And that's it. They're not going to say the name. And what happened is that it was this woman from Africa, this African woman, right, who she's been empowered. And boy, did she get empowered. The things that she did to other people are way beyond. I mean, it's like Weinstein plus 10. I mean, but without the rape, minus the rape. But pretty much any psychological or any sort of belittling, harassment bullying, I guess, as a popular word, that could be done. This woman did it, and nobody here in the news,
and this is Reuters reporting it. They're not reporting her name. They're not saying who it is. They're not saying that it's a black woman from Africa who did this. Now, why is that? You know?
The same reason when they had that church shooting. You know, there was a guy who was going to shoot up a church, and he was inspired by the church shooter in Charleston, right?
Right.
And he was a white guy, and it made global news headlines. And then, like last year, though, there was a black guy who wrote a note saying, so because of Charleston, I'm going to go into my old church and shoot only the white people. And it was a mixed-race church, and he shot only white people, you know? But, like, that barely made headlines in Tennessee, even.
No.
Because, well, we don't really want to talk about that.
No, you
know,
can't.
it doesn't fit the... That's why people think... You know, oh, well, it's this rash of this or that. No, that's just all they're talking about.
Well, it's just like this trigger item that's going on, and it's just people are so hypersensitive that they can't. I guarantee you, lives are being lost because of it on APBs. The police are failing to report the race of people simply because, oh my God, we can't say that it's a black guy.
Right.
Or an Asian guy, or a white guy.
Well, you know, like, what's her name? Let's see. Brittany Pettibone was detained in the UK, American conservative activist and journalist. And then the day she got out, they put Lauren Southern, the Canadian journalist and activist, in detention. Why? Because she's trying to get into the UK, and she was distributing what they called racist hate speech materials.
Yeah.
It was statistics about immigration and about, like, the roving rape gangs.
Yeah.
You know, they've got these grooming gangs that, like, kidnap 12-year-old girls.
Yeah.
And so, like, if she'd been a roving rape gang member, she wouldn't have needed, like, she had a passport, you know?
Yeah.
She's got a visa. She can come into the country legally. But they wouldn't have even bothered to check if she just come on a boat with a bunch of child rapists.
Well, I think Lauren Southern is good people. I mean, she's if you ask Redfoot, he was part of the motorcycle crew that protected all those folks over in Oakland after they shut down Milo, and then, you know.
I used to think Lauren Southern was kind of hot, and then I saw a transvestigation claiming that she was actually Corey Feldman, which I don't necessarily believe, but like seeing their faces side by side, and it's like, whoa. That's really, like, eerily coincidental how they have the same shaped face and smile.
That's a bummer.
There's just, like, a few points on her face that it's like, yeah, that could be Corey in a wig.
That's a terrible shame.
Ruined it for me,
Now, the folks that do provide a straw are good friends over at Nestle. They produce a product called Milo, which we've tried to showcase pretty much every single beverage available in the Philippines. I mean, I'm sure we're going to get into some crazy fruit juices and stuff later, but we haven't done Milo. Milo is here, and
don't tell Berkeley.
I don't know. Don't tell Berkeley about that. Milo is here, right? And that's provided by the Nestle Corporation.
Nestle, the folks who want to own water.
Yeah, and the good white.
What do you mean water rights? You got right to the water just because it comes from the sky? But if we buy the water, you can't have the water that comes from the sky.
Right.
We will arrest you for stealing. I mean, I think that's why they've started the pilot programs where in some states you can go to jail for collecting rainwater.
What?
There are states in the United States where it's illegal to collect rainwater. Why would it be illegal to collect rainwater? I don't know. Maybe because they're starting to get people ready to, you know, to just deal with the fact that just because it comes from the sky or you can grow it in the ground doesn't mean that it's a right.
You want one of these?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Oh, this is something you cannot buy in the Philippines, by the way, is antacid. Yeah. You want one? Yeah, just give you a little calcium.
Mm-hmm. And just like calcium and magnesium, good for the nerves, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and each one's a different flavor.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot buy this. So, there we have it. Working it up. What else? Oh, we have you gotta eat one of those
This
before you
guy.
get to these right
This
here.
guy. Have you noticed like I look more Asian than no, it's not the guy on this one. It's Mang Tomas. The Mang Tomas.
Oh,
Have you
right.
seen that? The
Yeah.
little guy, and it's
Yeah.
that guy looks more Caucasian than I do.
I kind of look at that and I'm like, that's Phil.
Right? Yeah. I mean, like
Mang
it's
Tomas
basically
is
it's basically a white guy with a peasant hat. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go get fried chicken anywhere at Mini Stop or 7-Eleven or anywhere, they'll offer you Mang Tomas or gravy. And if you get Mang Tomas, it's a picture. It's his mug.
Basically a totally white guy.
Yeah, it's his
with,
mug.
With a
So these are chicharrones with basically just.
It's not made out of. This isn't made out of pigs though. This is 100% Pinoy ako, which means the bag is saying I am 100% Filipino.
Right.
So this bag is actually, I don't know. I don't know where
It really does
where they
feel-
harvest the
It feels
the
Filipino,
Filipino
to
fat.
me, yeah. But it's vinegar tasting, and they, from what I understand, they are. It's got some rice flour and probably green peas.
Actually, that chicharron's made of
All vegetables. Yeah. So I was looking at green peas, vegetable oil, palm oil, and or. Gotta like the and or.
So it's fried pork fat, but it's really just vegetables. That's kind of a cruel joke.
So we'll these are available for our consumption as well.
Oh,
If you
man.
don't mind me, is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all. Oh, we also have now this is something that I don't recommend any of our gentlemen to take, but take that trust pill, okay, ladies. you got to take it. I don't know how that got in my bag, but you got to take the trust pill because for different reasons. It's always good to think ahead. Okay, just take it. All right, we'll do that, and yeah. Oh, Major Burdock or something like that.
Or if you have to look it up by the Twitter handle, it's at JamesSpyX, I believe.
Oh, James Pix. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
PYX.
Oh.
Do you know what a Pix is?
Yeah, that movie with, what's his name?
Oh, you saw the movie with the...
From 1982?
Oh, I think it was in the 70s.
Oh, was it really? Was it that?
was
Yeah.
creeping towards the 70s.
But it had, like, what's his name? James Earl Jones was in it, right?
Yeah.
Karen Black or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a Pix is it's where you hold the sacrament of Christ. So a lot of people say, "Oh, it's Pix," and you just spelled it wrong because you're trying to be cool. Or no, it's the sacrament of Christ. Yeah. So, man. All right. So, what do? You get triggered and you say, "Oh, I'm gonna get outraged. I'm deeply sorry. This guy has been a fraud. His organization."
Yeah.
We're getting back to Bono. From day one, from the get-go, it was designed that way. He knew exactly.
Like you mentioned Tom Hanks. Dude, Tom Hanks and Bono have something to hide or they wouldn't have needed to cultivate the... No, seriously, I'm the nicest guy you could even imagine.
Oh, man.
Like, you don't have to cultivate that veneer. I mean, like me, I'm not perfect, and I'll make it clear. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not perfect, you know? I've got failings because I'm human. But anybody who cultivates, and, like, Bono and Tom Hanks, more than anybody, come to mind as having cultivated sort of a veneer of, wow, just such a perfect guy, you know?
Yeah.
I don't buy that. I've heard rumors in some of the darker corners of the internet that there's a reason for Tom Hanks's act or whatever. But I didn't hear much in the way of details explaining
You know what?
that.
Actually, I met Tom Hanks in 1986.
Mm-hmm.
I was just a little youngin', and
Back when he was actually funny, even
yeah, and
during the heavy coke days.
yeah, and that's probably why he was nice to us kids.
Mm-hmm.
We were outside of the local store, and we were trying to do a little. We pooled our money together, and we bought all of the whipped cream that we possibly could to do some nitrous, whippets. And I mean, you're way out in the middle of Idaho. There's not much to do, on a Saturday night. And sure enough, Tom Hanks walks by, and he asks us, "So, what are you kids doing?" And somebody said, "Hey, where's your car? What do you drive?" Hey, that's Tom Hanks. But actually, up there, you really weren't surprised to see celebrities. You just kind of you like kid curiosity. It's like, what do you drive? That type of thing. And he said, "Oh, well, it's the Bentley." But he was actually very nice and spent a little time talking to us and then moved on. Yeah. No, I mean, I can't say that that encounter was. I mean, the best encounters. Have you ever met a celebrity?
I mean, like minor or medium grade celebrities, sure, yeah, like some musicians and things. I've done, and I've done more impressive interviews over the phone than in person. But yeah, a handful of times, yeah.
Right on. And some people surprise you, and they're exactly the same way that they appear, or they're not.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And some of them are complete dicks.
Oh yeah.
I in fact, actually, to this day, I think it was Daniel Baldwin, because there's so many of them, the Baldwins.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just driving home, and I had a bad day, and I stop at the Malibu Inn. This is, right in Malibu, where a bunch of celebrities live.
Mm-hmm.
I go in, I just want to play a game of pool, and come up, sit down to the bar, throw my 20 on the table, and say, "Hey, I'll have a beer and a shot of tequila and some quarters for the pool table." And oh wow, you look like a cross between Alec Baldwin and I don't know who. I said, I can't remember who it was. I said, "Hey, you look like a cross between Alec Baldwin and so-and-so." And it turned out to be Alec Baldwin's brother. I mean, one of them, William or Daniel or something like. And this guy had a bad day.
So many Baldwins, so little talent.
He was an asshole. He was enraged. He threw a glass over at me. He threw his glass at me. And then I asked him if he wanted to play a game of pool. And I told the bartender I wasn't going to leave because I did nothing wrong. And so, yeah, you get shaken up by these people a little bit, but wow, some are assholes. Willie Nelson, my God.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me
exactly.
that story. Wow,
I mean,
yeah.
my Lord, I mean, there you have it. But those are the good people, the Bonos and these other people that are out there. What is he trying to do? I mean, what good do you think this one organization is doing right now? How many people have they saved?
It's a nice tax shelter.
Sure, and
it's a nice tax shelter for Bono and the people who pay the administration, who are all making, $600,000 a year plus.
Right.
At the top levels of the corporation, right?
And it's a good way to give kickbacks to all the people that you eject from your inner circle. Say, "Oh, well, hey, you go over here, you'll make $500,000 a year."
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, terrible what's going on. And man, I hope to God this stops. I really do. It's two-faced, this concept of selling God, selling climate, selling whatever you can get your hands on that has a touchy-feely touch to it, and just, oh, we're gonna sell right now your feelings, because this is important, folks. You don't have to think. All you have to do is point your finger at something you're offended at. That's what we're getting back to right now, being triggered.
I mean, at least it wasn't, what do you call it, the Oxfam situation.
Oh, man.
You know? And, like, that happens so much more often than you'd like to think. Like, with UNESCO and the UN and, you know, like, go figure. Evidently, some of the folks who want to save the kids, by save they mean rape, you know?
Yeah. No, it's terrible. What the Clintons did, and I believe this 100%, is directly with Podesta and Clinton, they have gone through and systematically gotten a hold of. They took advantage. I mean, the worst possible thing you can imagine. A third world country. I don't know how many of you folks have been to Haiti. Haiti is not a pretty place. It wasn't pretty. I was in Dominican Republic and was in Haiti, and Haiti is not pretty at all. And this country goes through entire calamity. And what do these people do? Now, you know, I can understand at that point why these people hate white people, because those white people are pure fucking evil. Pure evil, my friends. They swooped in, decided that they were taking control of all contributions for anything that was going into that country for their aid, for their relief, and then, oh my God, we got a gold mine over here. And literally, they did have a gold mine. What happened? Libyan gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this. But the consequences that I'm talking about are all of the Dominican, the Haitian children that were brought over through the Dominican Republic and shipped up to Washington, D.C.
Is that Laura Silsby? Oh, yeah, we need to get this woman a pardon. What'd she do? Oh, just a child trafficker. Just a few children.
Nothing.
Just
no.
a few children, though.
No, nothing. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about the people in Idaho. Man, terrible. And they're doing it in the name of religion as well. Just the worst of the worst. And oh my God, it's too terrible. We can't believe it. It's not. It can't happen.
Right.
Pizzagate is real. The documentation is there. All you need to do is take about 20 minutes. I've told people this for what, a year and a half now, at least 2 years, maybe. I mean, I started looking at it maybe 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and then of course it beefed up around the election time. But my Lord.
Well, the quote-unquote international pedophile conspiracy goes way, way back. And
Oh,
so, like,
God.
if you remember, what you call it, the documentary Conspiracy of Silence, you know? So, yeah, I mean, like, I'd been following this for several years. And then when the Pizzagate thing starts happening, and it's like, whoa, people are actually hearing about this now? But then, sure enough, like, I think, like, Mike Chernovich, one of the guys who popularized it, he was wrong about a bunch of stuff, and he said some blatantly false things. I think he was actually, you know, he's friends with Alan Dershowitz, who is who's friends with Jeffrey Epstein. So I really believe that Chernovich, being like 2 degrees separated from the pedo gangs,
Yeah.
I think that he was there just to make anybody who mentions similar things, like the same with Alex Jones, and if somebody hears anything Alex Jones mentions, oh man, their eyes just start glossing over. Oh, you're crazy, you know?
Yeah.
That's why Alex Jones gets paid to tell half-truth about real things.
Well, bottom line is we're here to talk about it all, no matter
Mhm.
what. We had some great stuff. Did you see what we did last night? Flat Earth, baby.
Oh yeah. We had 2 Flat Earth stories
Yeah.
pinned to the
Well,
front
that's
page,
the way we
actually,
roll.
yeah.
That's the way we roll. We had we've got an area called the penalty box. that Redfoot, who is he's been on the show a number of times, and of course he is the co-host of The Story Behind the Story with Dr. A. Truott, and he's got some definite ideas about the Earth being flat, and we've had Hendry on the show a few times, and had a number of different, very, very deep debates, and we brought it into the penalty box. And Frederick Brennan, who is the founder of 8chan, he heard about the penalty box and came on in, and it was a very sprightly conversation all week. And we're getting ready for some debates. I don't know. We'll figure it out if it works, if it doesn't. But nonetheless,
With the editorial challenges?
well, the thing is that there was one that was posted when I was asleep, and I woke up and I saw it, and I happened to have one that Redfoot had handy, and so that's the way we roll.
Right.
So we're gonna keep those pinned all week. It's the flat Earth debate, and I really do. I think that it's a real mind fuck. If you want to go into it, if you read Edward Hendry's book. Now I'm a baller, folks, and I read this book, and I've line handled through the Panama Canal so many people, and they go that way, and they go sail around the world, and they come back the other way, and I don't think they're lying to me. Okay, I don't think there's any reason for them to lie to me. But at the same time, in fact, actually, Hendry.
Fisheye lens.
Well, at the same time, there is an argument, that you're going in a circle on a flat Earth. So, but nonetheless, scientifically, it really does fuck your mind. I'm serious. It runs the gambit, and it's good, healthy debate, I believe. But we got to make sure we need to get this done fairly quickly and move on to something else, because it's it taxes you quite a bit. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, will it get to the point? Are you gonna get triggered by me calling you a baller?
No, I'm fine with that.
Are you a baller? You're a baller.
Yeah.
He's a baller. So, I mean, I don't know. So we're all going to have labels very, very, very soon. And my point is nobody should give a shit about it.
Mhm.
If you haven't picked up on it, we're just going to fucking swear on this show. Because that's the way we roll today, folks. We've got...
We took away our live stream privilege. We might as well.
Well, I mean, we could swear otherwise,
Yeah, but we really did keep it to a PG-13 rating. Like pretty much no worse than your average radio, slightly raunchy. All morning DJs are slightly raunchy.
Yeah.
So no worse than your average slightly raunchy morning DJ.
Yeah. I mean, probably the worst came from Diana. And that's why she's not here. She's been censored from the show. YouTube people came and kidnapped her. No, oh, by the way, we need to explain that Diana isn't on the show today because they did. These people in red came to her place over there, and they took her away.
No explanation, nothing?
They put some duct tape over her mouth and took her away. So, I don't know. It's not my place to ask. I don't know. Maybe that's what she's into. But no, Diana's sick out today, so we'll wish her the best of luck with dealing with censorship at the hospital. Oh my Lord. So now here's the thing. Here's a question. You go to a hospital and you say, I want a black doctor. Come on. I mean, it could happen, especially if you're black,
Right.
right?
Right.
Because Whitey's going to kill me. Are you uncomfortable now? Am I triggering you?
No, not at all. I mean, like, honestly, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, then if like, I guess if you were a white guy and asked for a white doctor, it would probably be viewed a little bit
Ah,
differently.
nay,
Yeah, right.
yay. Or a Jewish doctor, right? Because
Right.
the Jews can do that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And they
yeah.
do. They only get Jews only get Jewish doctors. That's true. That is true.
Well, I mean, they only
Well,
get Jewish lawyers, too. They could choose an inferior lawyer.
Or a Jewish banker. We'll get you a nice Jewish doctor. Yeah.
No, there's something in studying the Torah that evidently makes you a really good accountant and lawyer. Because, there are a lot of Jewish doctors as well. But if you notice, like, all the doctors, all the engineers and scientists and doctors, like, a good percentage of them are Asian, which includes, like, I'm going to say broader Asia, like, including India and the Middle East, right? So they're Asian from India and the Middle East on, or Jewish, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
So, but you don't see so many, like, Northeast Asian lawyers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But the
I got you.
lawyers are, I mean, like, it's something to do with, like, memorizing the Talmud when you're 12 or something, I guess. I don't know.
Could be. But, hey, it's all there. All right, let's run through a couple of things here, folks, because we had, oh my lord, some incredible stuff. I guess we're at the bottom of the infinite scroll. We had plane crashes. We had, wow. There's some Jewish remarks from Putin.
Oh, wow, yeah.
All right, now you got the Pelosi article, which is oh man, that's just incredible. That's a really good read. Texas Governor Abbott offers $15,000 of a reward for information on the Austin bombings. Now that happened this morning.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I didn't hear about that yet.
a couple
Yeah.
of bombings over there. While you were sleeping.
In the People's Republic of Austin?
Yep, damn state. They got these. Apparently, they're package bombs. So, typically, they're going to offer a reward quickly because they want postal people to rat on each other. I mean, that's the best thing that you can get. And I mean, postal stuff is like when you ship a bomb, it's like Ted Kaczynski. That's pretty rough, it's pretty hard to catch that guy. I mean, Kaczynski was doing that for over a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't until his brother read the manifesto.
Right, yeah,
right?
yeah. And said, hey, this sounds like...
Well, that's my brother. Sorry, folks, my bad.
You know how, like, nowadays, if someone likes something you do and they're a bad person, you get blamed for it?
Yeah.
So why didn't Al Gore get blamed? Because the only book that was in Ted Kaczynski's house was Life in the Balance. Yes, the only book was Al Gore's Life in the Balance.
Oh, man. You know what? We need pictures of that. I actually, I saw his house being transported on a flatbed truck. I happened to be in the area, and they had Kaczynski's house, and they stopped for gas, and I asked, and it's like, that's Ted Kaczynski. They took the whole house as evidence. I mean, like the entire structure off the property, and put it on a flatbed truck, and yeah, it's fun stuff, really. I mean, troubled man. But what are you gonna do? I mean, how can you?
Al Gore, the Unabomber quiz.
Oh, here we go. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
because because the Unabomber's manifesto and Al Gore's Life in the Balance are evidently eerily similar. Like the 20th century has not been kind to the constant human striving for a sense of purpose in life. 2 world wars, the Holocaust, invention of nuclear weapons, and now the global environmental crises have led many of us to wonder if survival, much less enlightened, joyous, and hopeful living, is possible. We retreat into the seductive tools and technologies of, I'm calling Unabomber right now, of industrial civilization. I was on the fence, but tools and technologies, I believe that's the Unabomber. But that only creates new problems as we become increasingly isolated from one another and disconnected from our roots.
So are you saying that Al Gore plagiarized a Ted Kaczynski?
Oh, no. This is a quiz. It's got the passages either from Al Gore or the Unabomber.
Okay,
and side by side, it's sort of like if you put stuff that everybody loves Che Guevara, everybody hates Hitler. But if you put like Che Guevara quotes next to Hitler quotes,
right.
And it's like, well, let's see, he's being disrespectful towards African Americans, Jews, and women. That must be Hitler. Nope, I'm sorry, that was Che Guevara. Yeah. Another kind of similar thing that I saw in Reuters, or not Reuters, but AP Photos. Oh my gosh, it cracked me up. It was literally entitled Halloween Costume or Haute Couture. And you couldn't tell.
No.
You couldn't tell in most of them. In some of them, it's like, okay, she's wearing an accordion. I hope that's not haute couture, But in most of them, it's like, yeah, no, that could easily be either haute couture or a, some expensive Halloween party where people spend $8,000 on their costume. It's one or the other there, yeah.
I think they all get what they deserve at the end. People, I think those things work themselves out. Well, we'll have to run through. So we've got this Turkish heiress, right? And she and her friends. She's in a bombardier. She and 7 friends and 3 crew.
And even all the crew, all the crew was like, it was all women.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 11 women on this, passenger jet owned by Daddy.
Yeah. And what happened there? I mean,
jeez.
they're
Some witnesses say that it was on fire before it hit the mountains. I don't know. I wonder who he backs in the election or didn't back hard enough.
This is going to be an interesting, interesting question. Let's take a look into this.
I kind of had a feeling that something was up.
Yeah.
Turkey, Iran, mysterious crash of a passenger jet. Okay, something's going on here.
If anything's in Iran, I'm thinking, hey, these guys are. Can you imagine all the people that are just buckled down and they're like they're waiting with their surface to air missiles.
Mm-hmm.
Just I can't wait to do it.
Yeah, the Iranian civil aviation authorities were saying that. Oh, by the way, they did say that they needed to fly low because they were having technical difficulties. Well,
really?
You might say that to avoid an international incident, sure. Like, do you have recordings? Can I hear those recordings where they said that?
Yeah.
You did record it, right?
Well,
because if not, I'm just not going to just take your word.
Well, and the other
for
thing,
that.
what we couldn't find. I mean, we had to get this out as quickly as possible, but we couldn't find the transponders for this. And I looked around, and
yeah, they said the black box was found, but yeah, the only video or anything I saw, only video or audio I could find was of the rescue effort for the most part.
Right, but the transponder would show the exact altitude all the way up until whatever the impact and the rate of descent until death.
Right.
So, if it goes here and then goes down, then you got a problem. Typically, planes that have I'm just maybe concerned somebody just fired off a missile.
Right, exactly. Yeah, yeah, and that's why they're saying, "Oh no, they were saying they had technical difficulties." Yeah, you would say that to cover your ass.
Yeah.
If oh shit.
Well, first of all, you wouldn't say technical difficulties. Were those words?
I don't know if they said that for whatever reason they had to fly lower. They requested permission to fly lower, which is
Okay,
like, why didn't
alright.
you release these recordings then?
Yeah.
Is Iran state news agency reported that the Iranian civil aviation authorities said it's like.
Yeah, no, I mean, first thing you do is issue a pan, or pon, depending on what part of the world you're in, or a mayday.
Mm,
And then declare your fuel, your heading, your position, and the number of souls on board. That's that's in that order.
mm.
So if there wasn't anything there, typically it's like somebody just hit you.
Right, yeah.
You don't say, "Hey, mind if I fly lower?" I don't know. We can't see up here.
Just out of the blue, it sort of reminds you. Remember Charlottesville, right?
Hmm.
You remember when they had that helicopter just fall out of the sky?
What the hell was that? I
Yeah,
mean, really?
And you notice at the time they counted that as the deaths that these white nationalists were responsible. Like at the press conference,
Oh,
5
yeah.
minutes later, the lady said,
Yep.
"We don't have details, but it was those Nazis that done it."
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And
They
like,
brought
of course,
down-
by the next day, it's like, oh yeah, no. It turns out that sometimes helicopters fall from the sky for no reason.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, like, I've got no doubt that the timing on that, like, wait a minute. So 5 minutes later, you said, beyond a shadow of a doubt, we can say that they were involved in this, but we don't have any more details than that to share. No, you don't have any details, and you're just saying that because, that's the rules of like MK Mockingbird since the beginning. They've worked on milking and manipulating the media. Some of the folks in charge, and like, I think it might have been Hearst or something that said, you make an accident on the front page, and then you can apologize it all day in the final section, but nobody skims to the end of the classifieds where the retractions are.
Mhm.
So no one reads the retractions.
Yeah.
There was a study that found that right wingers are more likely to be uneducated and blah 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 and all this really really bad stuff. Turns out that the findings were backwards. The study was skewed, and Retraction Watch fixed it. But once again, like, just because the journal itself and the journals that used that research, they all retracted it, but the New York Times didn't. And the Huffington Post didn't, and the LA Times didn't.
Yeah.
Those articles are still Forbes, The Atlantic, everybody covered this story about how, Republicans and conservatives are less likely to be racist and inflexible in their thought and just all this bad stuff. More likely to be unhinged and off the handle, and yeah.
Well, maybe unhinged and off the handle is right for us. I don't know.
I mean, well, yeah, definitely for me. I'm not gonna blame my political perspective on the fact that I'm a bit unhinged.
The thing is, somebody that's doing a study on how smart you are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I really, it's like, really, come on.
For every expert,
you're
there's an equal and
uncomfortable-
opposite expert.
But I mean, if you're uncomfortable about that, then you really shouldn't be reading whatever the hell they're, putting in onto paper, or wherever they're putting it. Man. Yeah. No, the fact is that the one that I was surprised about, we wrote an article about this about a month ago, is that it turns out that Republican women are actually in this survey, and we'll have to look it up. Okay, so
More
go to the
attractive.
Goldwater.com. We source everything. More attractive.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I never thought that. I mean, especially in San Francisco because 80% of the chicks are liberal. Well, I mean, actually, you don't know anymore. You just have to assume everyone's
Right.
liberal.
Yeah.
And
I spent a few months in like California, mainly around Burbank, and most people were liberal or progressive, but not everybody. And some of the folks who aren't, I was there just before Trump was elected, and people are starting to get vocal. It's beginning to look like if California tried to secede, good luck. You're gonna have a civil war after that. Like, there would be a civil war if California seceded, and I'm not sure that there's strength in numbers when the other guys have guns.
well, yeah, so that's the whole point. I mean, the ridiculous part about California is like, I'm saying, do it, please,
That'd
do
be
it,
kinda funny,
do it.
I'll
Property
admit.
value is gonna go way down. Oh my God. There's so many different things that I would absolutely love to see eroded out of California. One is San Francisco. These idiots that are have decided to ban us today. Idiots. And you know what? Maybe it's not even the point where there's even a human being that even looked at our broadcast. I mean, we're pretty sure that nobody ever did.
Yeah, nobody from YouTube actually watched that thing and
No.
determined it to be cyberbullying and or harassment.
No, but I don't know. I mean, maybe a few hundred people watched it, and what? What are you gonna do? Ban us because we had false flag and what? I mean, come on, ridiculous. So, yeah, California. They're talking about seceding. Wow. Okay, let's talk about a couple of boundaries. Number one, the only place that you're going to ever do it is the San Mateo County line. Okay, and that is straight across, and it's a peninsula north, and basically it's the city and county of San Francisco. They're going to have to rely on themselves to figure out what they need to do with their lives. That's seems to be their happy place. So, what happens when the power goes out there? I mean, come on. Really, they are fostering a complete. You've got what, 870 to 900,000 people on that peninsula. That's about all it can hold, and that live there. What happens when 30% of them are welfare recipients who, my God, trigger alert, who are black, criminals, rapists and thieves who have nothing better to do during their day, and their job is to go rob, drink, smoke crack, rape. That's not a joke, okay? It is not a joke. And it can't even be called a crime anymore in San Francisco. They call it street behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Street behavior. Ooh, this is just something that your mother did to you. We'll need to, we'll have to just make sure and give you benefits of some whatever. I'm terribly sorry, but I don't see Mexican gangs roving around San Francisco. I don't see Asian gangs roving around San Francisco. I don't see white Nazis. I don't see anyone else other than black people robbing the shit out of Asians and beating the hell out of people and raping them and smoking crack, pissing on the street, shitting, and making sure that there is no fucking way that city will ever regain any sort of credibility for decades by the last tourist that ever came in there and smelled
same thing,
it.
by the way.
And Seattle.
Seattle, right. When I was in Portland, and here's the thing about a place like that, if you say certain things, the liberals will get up in arms, but actions speak louder than words. when I was on my way up there to the National Ceramics conference with Charles Kraft, and I sent him money so that we had a room for like 2 or 3 nights at the Days Inn, and got a reservation and all this. But when your laptop's stolen, and then your phone's stolen, and your hygiene kit is stolen, and so you're unshaven and smell bad, and you're carrying all your bags on your back, and you get to the Days Inn and you go, I'm here for the National Ceramics Conference, and my artist friend is, no, your artist friend isn't here, and you don't have a reservation. That literally happened. And I would walk up to, oh wow, this looks like a nice little shop, and I kept forgetting, Philip, you don't look like yourself. You look like a homeless person in a town in a metropolis with tent cities all over the place. There are literally tents set up, like under the bridges and on the side of the highways. There are tents set up, and so as a result, despite the fact that there's all these signs, because Trump's been elected and it's March of last year, early April. It doesn't matter what color you are, or what your religion is, or if you're a refugee. We care. There's all these signs to that effect. Yeah. It's like, unless you're unshaven and they're obviously homeless, in which case we're going to turn the open sign around when you come near the door. I had that happen at multiple places. These are the progressive, caring liberals, huh? No, it's an act.
No, they don't care.
It's a lot easier. Do you know that, this is ironic, the most liberal cities have the greatest poverty? That's why they want high taxes and give to charities, so that they can afford to not give a fuck.
Yeah.
So that they don't have to feel bad about not giving a fuck, really.
Yeah.
No, you can't say that. That's mean. Well, there's a guy over there and he's bleeding out. Would you maybe help him? Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
No, I mean, here's one that I was really surprised at. Last time I was over in San Francisco, I got a disposable phone. I go and I buy a card, like a prepaid card, which is like a $10 card. I'm just going to be using the phone for a day. Well, that's going to be $13. And I said, well, no, it's a 10 card. I bought these all the time, and it's like, no, it's $13. For what? I mean, now, who are they taxing? I mean, seriously, who are they taxing in San Francisco? Because I guarantee you it's not some techie guy, it's not some dude that's making $300,000 a year. Who's got, multi-super plan, whatever, with yada yada, zip zip, ding dong. It is the guy who is on the street that just basically, maybe he lost his Obama phone. I don't know. I don't even know what those are doing anymore. But he, just a guy that, or maybe somebody who wants some fucking privacy. You're gonna get taxed for that. And I asked the gal at Walgreens, I said, you realize that that's a 30% tax? 30% on it's a 911 fee, and it's okay. So, if anyone, because if you're dead, you're homeless, right? Or you're so poor on the street, nobody's going to help you, and you're not even going to be able to, if you dial 911, that's where you get your money's worth, I guess. Absolutely.
And see,
incredible.
I thought that the emergency calls work even if you don't have service. That's probably why they charge everybody who's paying the 911 fee to cover all the.
How many of those are around? Now, actually, I did keep a bunch of cell phones, old cell phones, and it was a good thing. I handed those out to homeless people. Because they would be able to call 911 or, amuse themselves with games and whatnot. Socks, cell phones.
When I was in Portland, I remember I was walking down the streets and I had a Feral House publishing company, which, by the way, released Ted Kaczynski's unpublished papers a few years back. And I'm looking through the Feral House 2017 catalog. And this, a homeless lady who looked like, I mean, they all, like, even the sweet people, even the sweet street people looked like, yeah, but you hit the pipes sometimes, don't you? Even the, like, nice people were obviously, it's just part of that life,
Yeah.
Like, a lot of them are mentally ill, but most of them are also drug addicted on top of being mentally ill. Like, some of them are just lazy bums who like the life, who like, shitting in the street and not paying for things, but a lot of them, there's some really sad situations. And this lady asked me for the catalog. She's like, "What are you reading?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's the Feral House 2017 catalog. Can I have that? I just want something that's mine, something to have." The way she put it, and it's like, I got that.
Okay.
I really understood.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, yeah, I guess you would,
Yeah.
You sleep on a sidewalk and you've got a buggy, but like, and then like from that moment on, I realized like a lot of these, crazy homeless people that have got their buggy. Notice what crap is in there. It's just crap.
Yeah.
It's useless crap.
Yeah.
But that's my stuff.
Yeah.
I've got stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, it's kind of sad, but like I completely understand at the same time,
Yeah, and the one thing that I always did was order every month when I did the, God forbid I say this, an Amazon order, okay? But they got a decent deal on a bunch of socks. And there is one thing that homeless people will never, ever refuse is a clean pair of socks. And you throw those in your bag. If you know you're going to, like, I know I'm walking through Union Square, I'm going down, or I'm going to go through the Tenderloin or, down south of Market, throw a half dozen pairs of socks, and I'm fresh out. And everybody, socks. That's the one thing. And, yeah, why not? That's one thing that they can't wash, and typically they're walking around all day, most of them. So, now they do have these, which I thought was really kind of cool, although, man, you got to just time it so you don't walk by there. It's they've got these mobile showers. It's a big bus that comes up, and everybody goes in there. But I'd want to be the first.
Yeah.
But truth be known, San Francisco has probably the most incredible resources for homeless people you can imagine. They've got MSC South. They have Glide. If you go to Glide, they'll put you into any number of different places. You've got a place for if you're just getting out of jail and you don't have a place to go. They've got one there in the city. All of this is on the peninsula. They've got another one that's further down towards Hunters Point, and they've got a couple near the Mission area. And so, they're able to house a huge number of people.
And don't forget the safe injection sites. Now, it's bring your own dope, but like you've heard about those, right?
Oh yeah.
What was it? I got in an argument with somebody who, I helped start I'm going to call it the Dope Head Union, because that's basically what it is, I guess. The addicts union, or it's a union for addicts. And I was basically like, why do you guys need a union since mostly your job is just robbing people or turning tricks? You need a union for a bunch of thugs and prostitutes? Like what?
Well, here's the funny part is that just this morning, it was just a few hours ago, they had an article that just came online from the Chronicle, and they do have good reporters over there. Albeit some of them just wow. But It was a ballsy article about how, it's calling out city and county of San Francisco saying, hey, why don't you report the number of homeless people who die every day?
That's what a guy in Portland, who was crazy, by the way, really crazy, but he had a tent and it was rainy that night.
Okay.
And this guy was telling me that like I half believed a lot of what he said. Like I noticed, like you would see like one plastic or one like examination glove on the ground in Portland, all over the place. Every few blocks you'd see a single examination glove. And I asked him about that, and he's like, oh man, they grab folks up off the street. And I'm like, what? And then he also talked about how like there was something going on where there was a spot somewhere in California where the homeless folks just get pulled like a magnet and jump in front of trains.
Oh
and I'm
God.
like, that sounds like something that you would experiment on maybe. Because you've got this populace
Right.
that nobody misses them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. Now, I don't know how much I believe it. Like I said, it was a crazy meth head who, lives on the street. And built he was cobbling together doll parts and toys, and it was really creepy.
Okay,
I was like,
the doll part thing is a
I don't know what all was going on in Portland, but like a lot of it left me fairly unsettled. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend. He actually died on the streets. I went to college with him. Just terrible thing, mental illness, and you just can't. You just, no matter what you try, no matter. It's he's gonna do his own thing, and so yeah, he died of exposure. So yeah, getting that call is probably, oh man, it's terrible because you know that it's going to happen. I mean, it's going on for what, 15 years, and here's a guy who just couldn't get out of his own muck. But so. Yeah, I mean, hats off to all the people that really are out there helping.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I think that a lot of people are taking advantage of it, and I think we walked down that alley because, I mean, there is good, okay, and the people, the people in the church that believe and that are out there helping and handing out food, okay, great. I can't deny that they're doing it a little bit for themselves. Okay, come on, we have to say it. Don't want to trigger them. Got a little bit for themselves, to make themselves feel better. But
oh yeah, no doubt. Like I've never tried to argue that I do good things because I'm a good person. I'm with Mark Twain on the matter. Like it's like you've got an automaton, or in the modern parlance, robot. He used the term automaton because you had those automatic chess players that looked like humans.
Right.
It's like you got an automaton. There's one that gets pleasure from doing good things and helping people, and there's one that gets pleasure from, it's not that one is good and one is bad. You've got two robots that are programmed two different ways.
Right.
Like, thank goodness, like, everybody does the stuff that makes them feel good.
Yeah.
I'm just very pleased that I was raised in the kind of home where it was instilled into me that you do these certain things, and this is what you get rewarded for, and this is what you feel good about yourself for.
Thank
Instead
God.
of, like, the kind of place where if I hadn't been raised decent, people end up, like, in a very different kind of programming. So, yeah, it's an accident of my birth in programming that I'm a quote-unquote good person. No, I just like to do things that make me feel good, like anyone. And luckily, a lot of the things that make me feel good are considered socially acceptable and helpful. So, yeah, there we go.
Right on. So what's up with this esports?
God, that's
you doing
hilarious.
stuff?
Yeah, I got some snuff here, yeah. Oh my gosh! You know that blew my mind. I actually
that's
got
your article.
I got
yeah.
called a mansplainer last night
Was it?
for mentioning it.
Oh, really?
And I was like, okay, so I'm a mansplainer. I'm just defending this woman who's being attacked by male and female feminists. By the way, that's the only time it's okay to be a mansplainer is when you're a male feminist and some woman wasn't feminist enough.
Oh my god.
You can give them death threats. You can say you want to rape them. And that's completely okay. You know, you should always respect a woman's opinion and let her be herself, unless she's doing it wrong, in which case dogpile. You know?
Oh man, yeah.
So yeah, it's some absolute bull.
Terrible. She's pretty hot too.
Yeah, she's kind of hot. She's like, Scandinavian. What is
Yeah.
it? Sweden or Switzerland? I think it might be Switzerland.
It wouldn't matter.
Norsk, Svensk. It all works.
All right, just shut up. No, really. Oh, we gotta read.
I can't pronounce her name though. It's like SOE, might be Zoe, and then Geschwind Pinsky, or something like that. Like literally GSCHW. Like it always kills me when the first 4 or 5 letters. Usually you see that more in like Eastern European, like Czech and things.
Schwind.
Yeah.
Schwind Pensky.
So, yeah.
Zoe Schwind Pensky. Schwind, yeah. Yeah, say good. You know what we do? We seal them in. We put them all in the room and seal them in.
But there's not enough Prussian blue.
No. All right. Now we're getting some
Now I'm in
triggering.
trouble, aren't I?
Hey, no, we're good. We're good. Hey, we're snorting things too. By the way, we are proud sponsors of. Hang on, before I dump this over. We are proud sponsors. I don't know what your stuff is.
I've got the W.E. Garrett and Sons sweet snuff.
Okay, W.E. Garrett and Sons. You can guarantee you that came from the South, right?
American snuff made in Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis.
Yep.
Damn straight. Okay, so that's Memphis, and this is I guess something a little more Colorado, or I would say Montana, is the silver dollar.
Mm-hmm.
Raspberry in a smart container, which I haven't ran out of this stuff yet.
Yeah.
It's really
Now,
good.
apart from what you gave me on the trip, and a couple times since, this is the only snuff I've ever bought. 'Cause it's like, you know, the thing about snuff is like, if you got something that's good, I'm almost afraid to, 'cause like, dude, that's a lot of powdered tobacco.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
That's chock full.
Yeah. You know, and I've been using this for over a month, and
Well, there you go.
you know, there's still quite a bit in there.
Yeah.
But like, if I got some and it was no good, then I spent $4 for what could have been 4 months worth of tobacco.
Well, it's cheaper than smoking.
Oh yes. Uh-huh.
Even here. Oh my lord.
Yeah, here, what is it? I usually pay about 65 pesos for a pack of cigarettes, which is
Well,
about $1.25, $1.50. Yeah.
it just went up, I guess.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Mini stop, I think they went up to.
Like 85?
No, I think they went up to like 90.
Oh my God, that's almost $2.
I know, but the thing is that is terrible what they do. Because if you take a look at what happened in California was a pioneer. California's
Oh,
always
yeah.
a pioneer on these types of taxes. And so they're going to say, we'll tax the smokers. And that's great, everybody, because only 20% of the public smokes. Then
And they're
everybody's
already
like, okay,
addicted,
and then
so
they already fucking
they're gonna
they
pay for
hate
it.
smokers. So all right, great. And oh yeah, and you're just stupid if you're smoking. All right, great. We've heard it before. We know it. All right, we pay the tax. We're the ones paying the money. All right, what are you doing with it? What are you doing with it? Is it really going into hospitals? Now you take a look at what happened when an audit came around for all of the money that went in from the tobacco tax. That is just insane. Hawaii is even crazier. Hawaii, it's like $12 a pack.
Oh, Lord.
$12, yeah. So that's insane. But okay, great. We feel you got us. Okay, you won. All right. We know you can take more. But what are you doing with the money? Is it really going to that fucking hospital? No.
Yeah.
It is not. It is absolutely not going to health care, to where they said it would go. It's not where the legislators said that money was going. You fucked us on this. We're beaten down. We're paying, but now you're being so incredibly dishonest. You're not. It's theft. All right, it's theft, and you guys probably smoke. They're probably and the Cuban cigars. Oh my God. Hey, you a cigar fan? I forgot to ask you.
I've on a rare occasion, yeah.
I bet we can get some decent cigars over here.
Usually, I don't regularly smoke cigars unless, like the little cigarillos once in a while, like a rum-tipped cigarillo or something. But usually a cigar, only, like I have a cigar for special occasions. Like when I got back here, evidently I'd left the cigar that I bought on the first trip. And so when my ex left, I found it and smoked it. So yeah, only on special occasions.
Okay. Well, let's run through the last of it, and then I think we'll just finish up a little bit early, huh? Oh, well, we have to call into attention the two pinned articles of the Goldwater.com here, folks. I mean,
from both sides of the perspective, too.
Absolutely. One is called "I Can't Stop Watching Flat Earth Videos. Send Help," and that is authored by Frederick Brennan, who is the co-founder of 8chan, or the founder of 8chan. And of course, we have the illustrious Redfoot, who
co-host of the Story Behind the Story on the weekends. Yeah.
Correct, and his article is "How I Became a Flat Earther." So we encourage everybody to read those two. We're going to have some dueling banjos on that throughout. Some other things that we can promise you. We still have an open bet. I know Steve is saying, "Hey, Sweden's a lock," but I'm not buying it. So Red Pill is pretty much in charge of North Korea and Trump right now as far as that meeting is concerned, and I haven't heard him weigh in yet. But yeah, you got.
Now, last I saw, you guys aren't betting money; you're betting syllables.
We're betting syllables. Yeah.
You got to climb to the highest area, or as much elevation as you can get in the area you're in.
Right.
And however many syllables you lost, based on how many people are betting, right?
Well, it's 6 syllables.
Oh, okay. 6 syllables. Okay, right.
Yeah. So basically, the winner tells anyone to say. The winner tells all the losers to say, climb to the highest place that they possibly can, and they have to scream at the top of their lungs.
And then it's got to be video evidence.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
6 syllables. That's it. But yeah, you can't imagine how damaging 6 syllables can be. I mean, think about it. It's pretty good. So, well, Steve, I hope that works out for you. I don't know. Wow. Where are we going to go in Belgium? I mean, you got to go to a clock tower or something. I'm going to have to go to the top of my building, which is fine.
I once heard that Belgium is a New World Order plot to make people think that it's a country.
Whoa.
Yeah, right? Okay. Like there's the Netherlands, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And then there's Belgium, but really Belgium is just the Netherlands.
I think
because it's Flanders Field, right?
Well, okay, yeah.
See what I'm saying?
You get
Belgium is Holland.
You're getting some murky
Belgium
territory
is
here.
the lowlands.
Right.
Belgium is the Netherlands is like a big place.
Right.
It's the lowlands, the Netherlands, right?
Right.
Herland, yeah.
Okay.
And so Belgium, in fact, is Netherlands.
Have you ever been?
No.
It's a really nice place.
I know Poirot is from there.
Well,
you like the little gray cells? Yeah.
they've got some nice people.
And waffles.
They've got waffles, yeah.
Famous for their waffles.
Well, they've got probably the best beer in the world.
Of course, the Trappist beer.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Trappist monks.
Yes.
You got to rock out.
You
with
know,
that.
I've always told people, like, I don't think that I use drugs to excess. Primarily, it's nicotine, caffeine, and a bit of alcohol. And, hey, I don't drink as much coffee as a Capuchin monk, and I don't drink as much ale as a Trappist monk, so there shouldn't be a problem, right? I'm basically a monk.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they've got some decent brands even over in the U.S. that they're exporting. Chimay, Obegon.
Yeah, Chimay is great.
Some decent.
And a
beers
lot of those are
when you
still
get-
made in abbeys,
Yeah.
in monasteries.
Well, and the thing is, the yeast is in the air. It's in the air.
Mhm.
I don't have you ever made sourdough?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you just take a grape and throw it into some flour and let it sit there for a while, and then you feed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good, that yeasty stuff. We'll have to figure out if Jim is doing anything with yeast these days. I mean, my lord, he's got farms and pigs, and who knows?
Right.
Have to catch up on all of that. So we'll National Napping Day is the last story we're going to tell you about, and that's about it, folks. I'd like everybody to make sure to check out labvirus.com. Labvirus 3.0. Wow, he's been shut down 3 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
it's
I
so
noticed
strict.
that. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, he doesn't do it because of updates or anything. It's just how many times he's been totally shut down. Great stuff. Alex Studer, we affectionately call him Redfoot here. You can see some of his stories. He's got a couple of op-eds in the opinion section here at thegoldwater.com. And you can also listen to him at 7 p.m. Pacific time on The Story Behind the Story with Dr. A. True Ott on Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, Studio B. Then, who else do we have to plug? Anyone else? We don't have the general store up yet.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna have some goods for everybody to buy. Actually talk to us. Let us know.
We've had folks ask about donating before in the past,
Yeah, well,
and
it's-
we're more. Yeah, I mean, like,
it's appreciated, but
yeah,
you
we'd
know.
rather earn our keep here.
Yeah.
Than receive handouts. Yeah,
Yeah.
you notice all these and my Patreon link is in the and somebody else said you could do Patreon. That's you mean handsout.com?
or go.
Hey, will you give me money?
Yeah,
Was it
it's
good?
like,
Do you
go
like it?
fund me.
No, you already enjoyed that for free. If you'd also like a t-shirt and some supplements.
Right.
You know?
So
You want to show your thankfulness, take this in trade. Then you can sell the t-shirt.
Sure.
Or give it away as a gift to somebody you like or don't like, depending on whether you like the t-shirt or not.
So we're gonna have Goldwater stuff, lots of Goldwater stuff, and some other stuff that we can't announce at the moment. But I don't know. Do we have any Goldwater dildos? Are we doing that? No?
Jim said something about what was it? Was there mention of a Goldwater G-string?
Yeah.
There was mention of that.
Yeah.
Like a Speedo type
But there's not
deal.
much
I don't
room
know.
to print the bird. This isn't gonna fit. Well, the bird is gonna go home.
I figured we
go
just
home to
put your
roost.
face on where the Speedo.
That's not gonna be good. No, you got a burdock bikini. No, that ain't gonna work.
Burdockini, yeah.
Burdakini. No.
Well, hey, they've got burkinis. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like 2-piece burkas.
Oh, hey, have you seen Jihad Jane? There's some news. Well, my girlfriend, she's up at the pool, and she's wearing this just luscious, like, it's just something that she likes, but it's this red, luscious silk scarf, and she's playing around with it and puts it around her head and is playing like a Muslim. And I'm starting to take photos, and I put the Burdock glasses on her, and so she starts turning into Jihad Jane. And then a bunch of people came up and were wondering, like, what's going on? I'm like, oh no, this is Jihad Jane. And so I do have photos of Jihad Jane, who she's providing a little Facebook content for us on a completely separate Slack. But yeah, she's one of my prized sources, and a dear woman, and I love her.
You don't see a whole lot of, like, I think I saw more women in Muslim get-ups in California than I have here.
It was really
surprisingly,
creepy.
but like I saw my first lady in a full burqa.
Oh.
Like at the mall, and it's like, dude, like I don't think I'd ever really seen someone in a full burqa before, because I'm from Tennessee.
Did you get a bump?
They don't got no burqas. I mean, like, I don't know. You can't tell. There's no way to tell. Like, my first thought was, dude, it's true. That could be a guy under there.
Yeah.
That could be a short terrorist man.
Yeah.
That could be a short terrorist man, and,
I don't know. When she was doing that, though, I mean, it stopped me for a sec, but then there was a little bit inside me that's like, man. Yeah. I want redemption. I don't know. But, well, anyway, there's you're going to see a lot of some Facebook content. Not this week. Next week, we'll start getting that out to folks. And wow, yeah, tons of stuff that's going to be happening. Social media folks are going to be kind of like figuring out why we are on Chinese expatriate websites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's cool.
Stuff like that.
I find that really cool, actually.
So we also want to thank Steve Deller. We need to make sure and thank Steve for all of his hard work and devotion, and you should check out a lot of his articles. Mostly European content you see on the Goldwater.com as a result of him.
Jeez, like every time he does like 6 to 10 stories in a day, and then like the other day I was like, woo, knocked out 7 today, and then like he puts his in inventory 8 stories that day.
Oh, man.
Nuts, you know? Like I figured I'd at least tie with him that one day. Woo, 7 stories, yeah. No, he did 8 that day. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, we're very thankful to have him, and I think we're just going to knock off a little bit early, if that's okay with you.
That's totally fine with me, yeah.
All right. Well, this is Major James Burdock.
And Phil, as always, until next time.
Have a great day, folks. Godspeed.